up. Stars became noble, that's how I was born, trying to get over. Been dying ever since. But if I'm gonna die, nigga, I'm gonna live like a prince. Does that make sense? Get out the bed and get something on your head. My mama said that was scriptural, ritual. But I'm busy trying to get in jail, trying to get them battle wounds. Oh, mama, what time I wasted and consumed.
No matter who you are, a diamond in the universe, yes, you're a star. Maybe confuse you are, until you see the shine, you keep looking for the caviar. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are.
Whether it's higher power, God, Allah, or whatever gets you by, we steady looking for that UFO in the sky, nullifying our existence of the perfect creation of imagery of God's manifestation of His pure love and animation. With poetry in motion, listen to your dream, for what is missing is hidden in the subconscious, it seems. What does deja vu mean to you? Hidden dreams of the truth? Man, listen. A wise man uses 10% of his brain. What happens to the remaining? Unawakened, lying dormant? Or can it only be lifted through spirit? Thus bringing us way back to the mind, body, and your soul. A lump of coal is a diamond that never gave up, and now it's whole.
No matter who you are, a diamond in the universe, yes, you're a star. Maybe confuse you are, until you see the shine, you keep looking for the caviar. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are.
So this one here goes out to you vibe stealers, dream killers who I met along the way. You probably sit back on your couch wondering and saying, he's talking that same shit today. Well, I hope I got your focus when I mention spirit. Let's dig a little deeper and turn the pages on this one, because it's easier the cheaper route we've seen. If a man is measured on his actions or reaction or his financial caption, what happens to the folks who are broke? Are they a joke? Or are they just cattle to implement your scheme of killing dreams? Where's the compassion, I'm asking? Or are you too busy head smashing? MTV got their next generation's pimp to be. You mean to tell me with this being the last days, that's all they got on TV for you and me? Man, we losing focus, and with loving God and religion is hopeless, with money being the primary focus. Is there something about me that you don't know about you, where you get loving you confused?
No matter who you are, a diamond in the universe, yes, you're a star. Maybe confuse you are, until you see the shine, you keep looking for the caviar. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. No matter who you are, a diamond in the universe, yes, you're a star. Maybe confuse you are, until you see the shine, you keep looking for the caviar. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. No matter who you are, a diamond in the universe, yes, you're a star. Maybe confuse you are, until you see the shine, you keep looking for the caviar. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are. Yes, you're a star, a diamond in the universe, yes, you are.
Hi again. Once again, this is Derek Conyer Experience. This is my wall, my narrative, where I get a chance to share my heart and get some stuff off my chest. And hey, maybe make contact out there with somebody who's feeling me. Anyway, took a little small pause last week for personal reasons, but I'm back. Every Wednesday, you know what it is. You know what it do. I'll be here every Wednesday from 8 o'clock, and I'll just, pretty much pick off where I left off. We grab topics from the spirit and whatever comes out and whatever happens. So tonight I felt like, I want to go back to the topic of heaviness. The spirit of heaviness, and that's just too heavy to carry. right? So the first couple weeks, this is part 3. So we talked about the spirit of envy and jealousy. That was the first week. And unforgiveness. And we talked about the second week, we talked about our thought process. Choosing our thoughts before we download them. We had a vast subject there. I think it's a very, 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 very powerful subject because I think everybody's going through some type of spirit of heaviness every now and then. It's just the way it is. So my topic today is I wanted to deal with entanglements. I wrote some stuff down. Entanglements. The spirit of division. Keep in mind, all these things are spirits. Like I discussed last week. When I talk about spirit, we are spirit. Walking spirit. We're spirit with flesh, having a fleshly experience, having a human experience. What I mean by spirit of something, like for example, the spirit of anxiety. You can feel anxiety and depression, but it's not something you can tangibly feel with your hands. So this is a spirit that manifests itself, if left unchecked, becomes physical. And that's when people, scream, hey, 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 stop, stop, stop. But see, there's a formula to being heavy, right? And walking in peace. Nevertheless, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. But I wanted to go to my notes here. Entanglements. For example, you got some people who are just argumentative. They're unhappy and they're argumentative. And quite frankly, I call them vibe stealers because as soon as you start arguing with them, they have sapped your energy. Just like that. They sapped your energy. So for me, it's very important to walk in peace. Very, very important. I made some notes here. Most of the time, these people who need to be right have an undergird of ego. They have something to prove to not only themselves, but you too. And you're part of their narrative. So try not to get caught up in anything that, of course, we all going to be angry. We all going to be angry. And some of these entanglements, see, being angry in itself is a bondage, is a weight. But these entanglements with dealing with people, the fact is you got to deal with people. You can't escape that. You can't escape that. But the problem is that some of us have to dictate the conversation and have to always be right. See, this is some of this vibe stealing thing. And this is and if you let them, they'll transfer their bad feeling onto you. So what does the Bible say about being angry? It says, don't let the sun go down. The scripture I got there, don't let the sun go down on your anger. Meaning, it's okay to be angry. Some of these confrontations with people, you're going to be angry. Like remember I talked about you can't just escape the confrontations because you'll start wearing it on your back. You have to actually sometimes stand your ground and have a conversation about not what you feel, but if it's against your spirit, you may have to express more. I understand walking away from certain scenarios, but I say when you walk away from certain scenarios and you felt a certain kind of way about it, you begin to wear it. That's called the spirit of heaviness. That's just too heavy to carry. Me carrying somebody else's stuff, too heavy to carry, man. I got so much stuff going on in my head and in my mind and in my heart. I don't want to carry your luggage. So what I do personally, all right? I'm not entangled. I don't like to get entangled with arguments, but if you come at me incorrect, hey, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Choose it as an honor for me to actually respond to you. But if you're on my wall, and you come with something stupid, and I don't feel like it was, kind of not kind to somebody, I'm going to check you for it. I'm not going to eat anything. I'm going to check you for it because that's me. I'm not confrontational, but I am confrontational. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that this thing on the basis of all this called entanglements or confrontations or arguments vary. Because you don't have to let somebody else pull you into some type of entanglement where it's not even worth it. You walk away from it. And you can be angry. The Bible says you can be angry, but sin not. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Every day is a new 24. So being angry and carrying it, let's say forgiveness, that happens to be a little bit of the subject of the first week of carrying unforgiveness or being angry with somebody longer than, let's say, 6 o'clock at night. That's when the sun go down, right? Don't let the sun go down on your anger. That means you work it out and understand that you can be wrong, they can be right, and you can be right and they can be wrong. And it ain't really all that. It ain't worth it to be angry with somebody because everybody makes mistakes. Keep that in mind. No, all of us make mistakes. All of us sometimes get stuck on stupid. All of us make some strange moves, man. Hey, that's just me. I'm human. Hey, meet my friend. This is Maximilian 3000. He agrees with me. He'll be here with us hanging out. He's been listening for a few minutes, huh? We'll get back to the subject. Now, anyway, I just thought I'd throw my man Maximilian in here. He's pretty cool. Anyway, so we talked about several different things. All right. We talked about how it is in your power to actually walk in peace. To walk in peace. Man, I don't carry all unnecessary bondage. And I don't want to get into conflicting arguments, but sometimes you can't escape that. That's just naturally the way life is. But what I'm saying is that instead of carrying all these things, you can still walk in peace and still have a conversation within yourself before you go to bed about what's most important, to be right or to be in peace. Let me say that again. To be right or be in peace. Especially if you've been married like me and you know sometimes a fight is not something you can win sometimes. You just have to let it go. And sometimes you lose some, sometimes you win some. But the key factor is that a great conversation, and a great conversation is a great conversation. And it doesn't have to, it can be a little bit argumentative because everybody has something that they feel personal about certain things. So I agree with having great conversations. That's how I learned a lot. I learned a lot from actually conversations and confrontations. It's okay. But what I'm saying is I don't wear the outcome on me. I don't take anything personal. In fact, I don't even take personal how you treat me. I got an inside job, man, where I feel good about me. And if you can get to my inside, then you bad. Because I mean, I'm open with everybody. But you can't get me off balance and trying to carry some of your conflict and some of your mess and some of your energy. I just don't do it. I don't even trip. So once I see you doing that, of course, I can't help the energy jumping on me, but I just know how to get it off me. Like I said before, I can't talk about all these problems without giving you some antidote. Like I said, the spirit of praise. He gave us a spirit of praise. What do I mean by spirit of praise? I ain't talking about praising yourself. What I do to lighten my load is I slap a little gospel on, man. I'm just telling you what works for me. And I sing these songs, or I make up my own songs to God. Me and him, we just connect, man, on something really special. And I give him all my issues. That's what praying's about. Sometimes I say, Lord, can you take that from me? Maybe I can't handle that. I'm not feeling so hot about that. Can you take that energy from me? Can you help me see the right way of handling that? Because sometimes we can be entangled ourselves into a big old ball and don't know how to untangle ourselves. So what I suggest is, hey, ain't nothing wrong with meditation and prayer. I personally say I pray and I meditate. I meditate on good things. So out of each argument, there are some good things. Each side has good points. So be not entangled with nonsense, right? Make sure your ego is set on edifying another man, another person, not just you, okay? So we talked about the spirit of heaviness, right? I got one more week. I'm not done. I got one more week that we're going to conclude that whole conversation. And hopefully by the end of these actually broadcasts, we'll hopefully have a little bit more understanding of what this heaviness on our shoulders is all about. This invisible weight that we carry. It's an invisible weight, but we're carrying it. Unforgiveness, anger, spirit of unforgiveness, envy and jealousy. These are tough things to carry. And you can't help the feeling of feeling this way. But you can help where it doesn't dictate and become physical on you. to be jealous of someone. You let that liquidate down to motivation. Let it inspire you. Don't be envious in a way you're like, well, because listen, you don't know what that person did to get what they got. And you might not, listen, you might not want to do what they did to get what they got. And you probably never will get what they got until you do what they have done. And why should you go through what they've gone through? Your personal life, your personal story will lead you into a stronger place. Don't be envious of anybody else. You got your own weight to carry. So why should you try to carry their weight and want what they got? That becomes, I don't want to carry your weight. I don't want to be who you are. I want to hook up with you because I know you're just as powerful as I am. Hey, I ain't trying to hate, man. I love everybody. Listen, my time is up, man. I got one more week to talk about this thing called heaviness. And it's way too heavy to carry for me to carry anything except peace. Say it with me. That's just too heavy to carry. Say it one more time. I'm not carrying nothing that ain't unnecessary. So I'm going to say that one more time. Anything less than peace is just too heavy to carry. Listen, my name is Derek Conyer, and this little time with you, I hope you find some peace in you. And one more thing I want to say. I love you. Don't let nobody say they didn't love you. I said I love you today. I honestly mean that from my heart, okay? Take it from me. Listen, my name is Derek Conyer. My time is out. Love you. Peace out.